all about Flexbox and how to understand what each of these do and really hone in on align and justify to pick out the difference between the two and how they react to one another. And we're going to do this by really looking inside the code in the CSS and be able to break it down that way. So in Webflow, we really understand what's going on. So if we hop over to Webflow and we look at this first display. So this display, we have flex. If we go into the CSS, we have display flex. Flex, of course, if we read what it says, flex lays out its child elements on a horizontal or vertical axis. So it gives us the ability to move things very, very powerfully. If we go to this next one, direction, we have horizontal and vertical. Horizontal, vertical. If I were to, if this confuses you, think about the NFL combine, the NBA combine. They test their vertical. How high can they jump? Horizontal would be the opposite. So vertical, horizontal. If we go into the CSS, flex direction, it's a little different wording, but same exact thing. We have column and then we have row. So row would be horizontal, column, vertical. So exact same thing. Now, align item, justify content. Now, this is what confused me for a long time. So here is how I'm going to explain this. Look at the order of these things. Align. Align comes before justify. Align moves the children elements more in distance than justify does. What do I mean by that? If this section is in the 100 viewport height, so all this white space is the section. Now with align, we can move it wherever we want. Watch this. So we have center, we have all the way to the right. Now I just said that justify listens to align. So align, we have this whole right here, all this. If I change it to horizontal, same thing, all this movement. Now, if I go back to vertical, what justify does is because right now we are in these columns, right? Right? We're in these columns right here. Flex direction, we're in a column. Same thing, flex direction, we're in a column. Within this column, from here to here, all these invisible columns, 3 of them, because we have this one and this one. Within these columns, justify moves these boxes within that column. So here we go. Center. This is end, space between, space around. So again, align will move it more upon the axis that we pick with direction. So we have all these center to the right, and then we have justify, which moves it within that column. All these. So what I want you to think about is how align comes first, whether it's a row or a column. Align will move it the most. If you want it all the way to the left, align. But if you want all the boxes within that column to be to the top, to the center, to the bottom, space between, justify is what it's going to be. And the way I want you to think about this is justify is going to listen to align. Align comes first, and it has a little bit more power in terms of distance of the movement. And justify just moves in that column or row. So if we do horizontal, it's the same thing. Align will move it. Look how much align will move it, right? And then justify will move it within this row, right? And so this is the same thing in the CSS, all these 4 things. So I wrote out justify content, which is this last one right here, these are what we have. We have flex start, just a little bit different names. Flex end, center, space between, space around, space evenly. And just remember, justify content listens to the align item, whether it's a column or row. So just remember the order they're in, right? Display, then we have vertical, horizontal, and in the CSS, it is a column and a row. So row, column, and then align. In terms of distance, it moves more. And then justify just moves the boxes in this case within the row or column that it's in. I really hope this makes sense. Uh, I've done Webflow for a little while now, and I never fully understood it. So I was like, well, I might as well learn it and try to teach other people. So if this helps you, or you still have any other questions, let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much.